Okay, we are live on this Monday morning. We are live on the KGNS Digital News Desk, which goes to our website, our KGNS app, also to our KGNS YouTube channel. So thank you very much for being with us on this Monday of Holy Week. If you happen to observe Holy Week, or if you don't, then it's the last week of the month. But either way or the other, hope you had a blessed weekend. Hope you had a good weekend. And we are ready to start another week of programming here on KGNS. And of course, here to tell us more about what we can expect with weather is Yolanda Villarreal. Hi, Yolanda. How's it going?
Good morning. It is going great. So we're starting off the week with very warm temperatures. Then we're going to have that front pass by. That's going to bring pleasant temperatures. But then as we head towards the end of the week, the return of those southeasterly winds will be bringing very, very warm temperatures. Like if we're getting a taste of summer, especially over the weekend. But for us this morning,
hang on, give me a second here because I lost my connection to your little weather thingamajiggy. You had a good weekend then?
Yes, I did. You know, I went to, I don't know the correct term or what they call it, but La Pulga Blanca.
The flea market.
The flea market, yeah. La Pulga Blanca.
The white flea market.
Yeah, and I was wanting to buy some trees, but by the time that I returned, the trees were gone, Ruben. I wanted to buy those trees.
Somebody beat you to it, huh?
Yeah.
All right,
so I was
Yolanda,
shopping for plants.
You can get back to your weather. Here's your maps for you.
And it's going to be good, too. Today would be good as well if you want to go plant your trees or plants or take care of your garden. I think you lost connection again. I think you did. So I could just gyps this up the top of my mind. So for us this morning, I will tell you our temperatures will be warm. They're in the 60s and 70s for the Texas Panhandle. They're the ones that are getting those cold and dry conditions. So their temperatures are ranging from the 40s to 50s all the way down into Presidio. But as we head throughout the afternoon hours for us here in Laredo, our temperatures will be warming up. So there you could see those current temperatures, like I was mentioning, in the Texas Panhandle from the 30s to 40s all the way down into El Paso and Presidio. San Antonio in the low 60s, 59 for Austin, and then Dallas in this all the way down into Brownsville. And for us here this morning are going to be from the northwest. Very dry conditions and also these strong winds, low spreaded. So for today, just keep that in mind. We're under a red flag warning, and not only that, we're also under a wind advisory that will be in effect from 12 p.m. all the way up to 7 p.m. Gusts up to 45 miles per hour, and this is for Webb County. We have that front pass by for tonight. We're going to be dropping into the upper 50s. Tuesday and Wednesday, our highs are expected to be pleasant in the low 80s, which is very good, right? And enjoy these temperatures in the low 80s, and also our nights and mornings would be in the mid 50s. But then as we head into Thursday, that's when we're going to see the return of those southeasterly winds, and that's going to be increasing our highs into the upper 80s. And also Easter we have 6 more days to get to Easter, right? So for that day, I do recommend for you, if you're going to be outside, it will be partly sunny, breezy, but not only that, our temperature would be very warm in the upper 90s, might get to the triple digits for Easter Sunday. What do you think about that, Ruben?
I don't like it, Yolanda.
I know,
like
but what
can
we do?
Oh, well.
So that's why I said enjoy the temperatures right now throughout the beginning of this week, because then as we head towards the end, that's when it's going to start to get warm and very muggy, humid conditions.
All right. You did a good job, because I don't know what was going on here. We didn't have the maps. We may have been off for a little bit, but I think we're back. So we're good. But good job,
Just keep in mind
Yolanda.
that today we have a red flag warning from noontime all the way up to 8 p.m. and that wind advisory from 12 p.m. all the way up to 7.
All right. Thanks, Yolanda. We'll see you on Telemundo en tu casa at 11, and then I'll see you on KGNS News at noon.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I'm assuming we're still on the air here, and so I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after that with more here on the Digital News Desk. Welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk. On this Monday, there are several stories we are following. Typically Monday mornings, if we don't get any reports over the weekend. There was a fight that happened at a local establishment. Then there were shots fired. Seems like the fight happened in the building, outside of the building, tied to that fight. So we're following up on that story. Also, we're getting reports from the Laredo Police Department. Know if that is one of the local parks in the south. Let me just go ahead and check that address real quick. It looks like that would be over at Independence Hills Park, which is what they might be talking about. We're getting information on this. They responded to a tomorrow that was written in graffiti under the bridge, and dispatch received several calls due to the threat circulating on social media. This threat is currently under investigation. So this is a threat made to a local school at a park, graffiti. We have already checked in with the district. PD is checking in on this as well, and we will have more information for you as soon as we get it. District did say they are aware of the situation, and so we will sort this all out and let you know what comes of this. So these are just a couple of the stories that are making the way into the newsroom. Also, another auto pedestrian accident that happened about 3:30 this morning on Jefferson and Santa Cleotilde. 3 patients that were hit by a vehicle. One ambulance transported a 32-year-old male with ankle deformity and pain to the left side of the body. They were transported in stable condition. A second patient was an approximate 33-year-old man with pain to the right flank and left leg pain. I'm reading I'm reading it straight to you the way the fire department sends it to us. That patient was transported in stable condition to doctors, and then the third patient was also stable. He apparently said he was involved in a fight, that the injuries were not related to the auto pedestrian accident, and so he refused transport, although, yeah, it seems like it was a he. So again, these are just some of the things that came into the newsroom from both the Laredo Police Department and the fire department. And again, we're following up on these stories for you. Okay, I did not look at traffic. I've been logged out of everything. We can just take a quick look at your traffic this morning, and then we'll just get to a few other stories, including a story about a life-saving treatment that Mendicaso reported on over the weekend. So this is a look at traffic over at Loop 20. Whoops, my bad. That is not Loop 20. I don't know why this is not working. Man, I'm just having all kinds of problems today. All right, we'll just go ahead and skip traffic. Ooh.
You're traveling, always make sure you focus 100% on the road. Wear your seat belts, and if you're traveling with children, which you probably will be, ensure that every child is in their right seat and for their age, weight, and height. Also, avoid any distractions on your phones, like I mentioned. And of course, remember, Easter is a holiday we celebrate, and unfortunately, there is alcohol. So please do not drink and drive.
She adds that in 2022, there were over 555,000 vehicle crashes, resulting in 4,400 fatalities, over 18,000 seriously injured. Officials are asking, if you do plan on drinking, please find a designated driver. In other news, a vehicle pursuit ends in the discovery of 24 undocumented individuals on I-35. This happened March 13th with the Encinal Police Department assisting the LaSalle County Constable's Office in a pursuit. A white Ford Transit van was traveling northbound near mile marker 39. The van came to a stop and 24 people were found inside, all of them suspected to be in the country illegally. They were all turned over to Border Patrol. The driver was arrested and taken to a LaSalle County jail. And a man is arrested for having a warrant with an alleged crime involving children. The man's name is Taviki Escamilla. He had a warrant for his arrest for indecency with a child exposure. Escamilla was arrested by Webb County Constables Precinct 1 with the help of the county's Adult Absconders Unit. And the city of Laredo is looking for out-of-the-box ideas that could warrant a federal grant. The city's Community Development Department is working on its 2024-2025 action plan for projects funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. City officials are inviting you to share your ideas on what the community needs and what projects should be funded. Some include assistance to pay for rent, down payment assistance, funding for additional sidewalks, more paved roads, and even additional parks. Officials say the department receives roughly $3 million every year through the Community Development Block Grant. Surveys can be accessed through our website at kgns.tv, or you can pick up and turn in a survey at all City of Laredo public libraries, the Laredo Housing Authority's office, or Bethany House. All of those services, all those surveys, that is, are due next week. And the Laredo organization is hoping to bring attention to a cause near and dear to their hearts with a march. Event organizers of the Cesar Chavez Memorial Alliance recognized members of the community at the march on Saturday. Among those honored include Laredo oncologist Dr. Eduardo Miranda and Dr. Federico Solis. Irma Mireles Berry was awarded the Dolores Huerta Award. The March for Justice started at Bruni Plaza and it ended at San Agustin Plaza. All right, I'm going to take one more break, and then when we come back, imagine being told your aortic valve needs to be replaced because it's not working. Well, we've got a less invasive procedure that has some patients enjoying life the same day as the procedure. We'll have that when we come back here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. All right, welcome back. As I mentioned before the break, imagine being told your aortic valve, the valve that lets blood flow out of the heart to the rest of your body, is no longer working and needs to be replaced. It's a scary thought, but doesn't have to be with a less invasive procedure that has some patients enjoying life the very same day of that procedure.
Meet Consuelo Ramirez, a very active 80-year-old who has spent her golden years as a substitute teacher.
We went back to the hotel that afternoon after they released me from the hospital. I have 5 children, 4 girls and 1 boy, and they were all there. And the in-laws.
She describes it as somewhat of a party, celebrating how good she felt after experiencing a severe lack of oxygen.
I just couldn't breathe, and I just, even when the classes ended, I would have to walk to clock out, and on the way to the car, before going to the car, I would sit in the lobby and catch my breath and then walk to the car.
Turns out Consuelo was one of hundreds of thousands of people each year diagnosed with aortic valve stenosis, a disease where the valve between the lower left heart chamber and the aorta is narrowed and doesn't open fully.
So the usual symptoms are shortness of breath when they're walking around or doing their activities, or noticing that they can do less and less over the past few months than they could 6-12 months ago.
A condition that can also be fatal, according to interventional cardiologist Dr. Ricardo Cigarroa, and one that typically requires open heart surgery to fix, until now.
It began as a procedure to fix very tight heart valves, the aortic valve in particular, in patients who were too high risk for surgery. And so it's a less invasive way to fix a heart valve instead of, performing an incision in the chest.
It's called TAVR, or transaortic valve replacement. It's a game changer, especially for older people who may not be able to undergo the more invasive open heart surgery.
So people in their 80s, 90s and above are definitely who, if they do have a tight heart valve, it's sort of a default to going to the less invasive method for them.
But the TAVR procedure is very regulated, and because of that, only highly skilled cardiologists and a team are able to perform the surgery. Patients also have to meet certain criteria. Because of that, Dr. Cigarroa takes his patients to UT Health Science Center's University Hospital in San Antonio.
They were very excited about helping us get the people of Laredo treated with TAVRs, and we developed a great relationship. And so now I'm part of the faculty up there as well, part-time. So I'm able to go up there and do the procedures, usually about once a month.
So how is the procedure different from open heart? Well, for starters, it doesn't require anesthesia.
And then what we do is we numb up both sides of the groin areas, and we put in some large IVs about the size of my thumb, kind of that go in both sides, and one side is an imaging catheter, the other side is where the valve actually goes in, and we take that very thin structure up to the heart and we cross the valve, which is the door to the heart, and once it's in the right position we inflate the balloon and the valve expands, and we hold it up there and the valve kind of expands against the calcium there in the aorta. Then we deflate the balloon, everything comes out, but the valve stays in there. And so one of the big differences between this procedure and open heart surgery is that open heart surgery does take the old valve out, but this one we leave the old valve in. It's just kind of smushed against the stent itself, and it provides the stability for the new valve to start working right away.
Making a big difference in recovery.
I can do everything. I've been taking care of my great-granddaughter. She's a year and 7 months, and she's a lot of fun, and I can carry her, I can walk with her, and I also take care of my 84-year-old husband.
Consuelo making sure she takes care of herself as well.
So I am glad that I did it, and if I need the other valve repaired, I trust Dr. Ricky, and I'm going to have it done.
It's sort of one of the biggest advancements in cardiology in the last 10 years is this procedure for really improving quality of life and also length of life as well.
Well, according to Dr. Ciarroa, appointments and tests before and after the TAVR procedure are done in Laredo. As for being able to eventually perform those procedures here in Laredo, Dr. Ciarroa says Laredo hospitals are still a few years away from getting the program up and going, but he's confident it's on its way. All right, that's going to do it for me. I will see you on KGNS News at noon. We do have Telemundo en tu Casa coming up before that. So tune in at 11, and then I will see you on the noon show on KGNS. I will be back here tomorrow, God willing, tomorrow at 10 in the morning as well. So if you choose to watch the digital version, then you can do that on our YouTube channel or on our website or our KGNS app. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed rest of your Monday.